Hi gang, John here again. This video is about phone calls from the dead. Whether or not they be real, whether or not they not be. Have you any of you people experienced it? Love to hear your stories if you have. There are so many stories to do with this subject that we may do more videos of this in the future. Hang on. What's my phone going off? It's probably Julian. Ignore it. Yeah. So please let us know if you have any of these stories to do with this, and let me know your opinions of it. It's certainly something that's fascinated me, and fascinated me for a long time. So sit back, relax, and if the phone goes when you're watching this, don't answer it. The following is a story that Dean Koontz told in an interview a few years ago about a personal experience that happened to him. Now, if you're not familiar with Dean's work, he's a horror story author, similar I suppose to Stephen King. I read a lot of his books when I was younger, and as I say, this is an experience that actually happened to him in real life. Dean was at work one day in his office when the phone rang. He picked it up and heard a female voice that sounded far away. She spoke with a sense of great urgency. "Please be careful," she said. A bit startled, Dean asked, "Who is this?" He received no response. The woman repeated the warning 3 more times, and each time she said it, her voice became more distant. When the line fell silent, Dean sat there listening for a while, uncertain what to make of it. The voice had sounded eerily like his mother's, but she had been dead for nearly 2 decades. A voice is much harder to remember than a face, he said, so I thought I was being melodramatic. His number was unlisted, so it could not have been a prank call aimed at him. Perhaps it had been a number simply misdialed. He mentioned the incident to his wife, but told no one else. "It was a strange call," said Dean. "I don't claim that it was a ghost. I don't know what I believe. It certainly was odd. People report these kinds of events all the time, and it has always struck me as interesting that everyone else seems to have an experience or two of the uncanny. Sometimes I believe the call was from my mother, and sometimes that it was a very strange, wrong number. I think you always have to keep some sort of skepticism of these sort of things, but it's comforting to think that maybe a realm where personality survives." 2 days after this call, Dean went to visit his father, Ray, at the facility where he lived. The staff was dealing with Ray's behavioural problems, and they had asked Dean to come and talk with him. Ray had punched another resident, a man on a walker, and the nurses were worried. Dean was unaware that Ray had used some of his small allowance to go buy a yellow-handled fishing knife and had honed it to razor sharpness and oiled the hinge to make it open like a switchblade. When Dean came into the room, Ray moved fast. He grabbed the knife from a drawer, and Dean had to wrestle it away from him. He just managed to avoid being slashed. There were many witnesses to this altercation, and one of them called the police. Finally, Dean got the knife without incident and carried it out into the hall just as the police arrived. They drew their guns and ordered him, "Drop the knife." Dean was startled. "It's not me you want," he insisted. "It's him in there." He pointed in his father's room. "Drop the knife," they repeated, still training their weapons on him. Dean froze. All of a sudden, he recalls, "I realised they were going to shoot me if I didn't drop the knife. They thought I was the perpetrator, so I dropped it and obeyed them. That was one of the worst moments of my life. My own stupidity almost got me killed." Dean would later include this scene in his 1993 novel Mr. Murder, when Marty Stillwater, the protagonist, had a similar encounter, though under different circumstances with the police. Eventually the police realised that Ray was a dangerous party. They took him to a psychiatric ward where they kept him for observation. But Dean thought again about the mysterious phone call. It had made him more vigilant, and as a result had possibly saved his life. He never again received another such call, although in another novel he did provide a separate phone line for ghosts. Yeah, I know, that's true, yeah, okay, yeah, love you too, yeah, okay, bye. Hang up then, you hang up. No, you hang up. Wrong number. Sorry about that, guys. Anyway, what do you think of that then? Very interesting. And as I said earlier, if you've got any experiences similar to this, please share them with us, because I do find the whole subject fascinating. And there we are. Until next time, I will wish you all goodbye and bye-bye.